Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tay, and today we are talking about the life of a showgirl, of course. But now that it's been out for a week, I wanted to lay out my thoughts about it because so much has changed since my initial reaction. But I'm having trouble putting into words how I feel about this album, and it has really changed me. I keep saying, who can say if I've been changed for the better, but I have been changed for wood, and I think I'm funny. But, in all seriousness, it just has really affected me in a way no album has ever done before. I think down the road it could become my favorite Taylor Swift album, and, I didn't feel that way about Tortured Poets Apartment or Midnight, so this is, a new feeling. My current favorite album is Reputation, and the best way I can explain how this album makes me feel, it's the feeling I get when I listen to Call It What You Want, which is one of my favorite songs of hers. It's like you're accepting the things in your life that are causing your pain and that are out of your control, but you're letting go of them and embracing the things that make you feel good. It makes me feel very content. That photo of her after Champagne Problems when she's crying but also smiling because the crowd is cheering for her, that's how I feel listening to this album. And I'm not here to convince people this album is good, even though I think it is. Her description of it on New Heights was a bit misleading. A lot of what she said was true, but some of it just wasn't. There are plenty of valid criticisms of this album. I even have some. But I think it's valid that a lot of people don't like it, but I have a lot of good things to say. So with all that being said, let us begin. The Fate of Ophelia is literally everything to me. Brought me back to life. Her voice and the production at the start of this really set the scene. It feels like those movies that start with a fantasy book opening and then the pages fade into the scene, like Shrek. And I think Ella Enchanted might do it too. Also, just the music video when she starts as a painting and then she comes to life. That's how it feels. I get transported to another dimension with the intro. And the song is this blend of fantasy with modern day slang. And I know some people don't like that, but I think it works. The keep it 100 on the land, the sea, the sky. To me, it's her being I don't need to go to these secret gardens in my mind anymore because you have turned my life into the garden, locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. She doesn't want to separate the fantasy from reality anymore. She wants it all, and she can have it all, and I'm so happy for her. Pledge allegiance to your hands, your team, your vibes is just so good. It's kind of American, but we're letting it slide because it's just so great. And the sleepless night you've been dreaming of line kind of brings me to tears because this is clearly a Midnight's reference about her 13 sleepless nights, and she had been waiting for one of those nights to be a proposal or a wedding, and I know they weren't engaged yet, but it's clear she knew it was coming, so I think that's what she's alluding to with that. The production of this song is just so good. The drums that come in the final chorus, the little claps after she says a chain, a crown, a vine. And I really love the last, you saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. It's just satisfying, and you can hear how in love she is. This song is just something special, and everyone seems to agree. People aren't really up in arms about this one. I think this is going to be remembered as an iconic Taylor Swift song down the road. Elizabeth Taylor, this one has really grown on me. I said in my reaction video that the chorus was carrying the song, but that simply isn't true because the verses have some bars. All the right guys promised they'd stay, under bright lights they withered away. I mean, it's just true. We hit the best booth at Musso and Frank's. They say I'm bad news. I just say thanks, and you look at me like you're hypnotized. She's the albatross here to destroy him, and they try to warn him, but he doesn't give a darn. He is mesmerized by her. And Be My and Why When Hollywood Hates Me is the most Taylor Swift lyric of all time. All my white diamonds and lovers are forever in the papers, on the screen, and in their minds is so good because her lovers really are forever. Her eras are so intertwined with her ex-boyfriends. Even some non-Swifties could probably tell you which of her exes her songs are about. And when you hear their names, you probably think of Taylor Swift, for some of them at least. In terms of production, the song is really top tier. It reminds me of Don't Blame Me, sonically, but also because of like the feelings of desperation and like devotion. It's also extremely Lana coded. I can't believe I didn't realize that at first. The whisper singing and the ad libs are just so Lana to me. Portofino was on my mind, and I think you know why. And babe, I would trade the Cartier for someone to trust. And then she whispers, just kidding. Those two ad libs are just so Lana to me, but she's doing Lana in a Taylor way. Like, you can tell she was inspired, but it doesn't come across as copying because it's still very much a Taylor Swift song. Everyone seems to agree that The Fate of Ophelia and Elizabeth Taylor are like masterpieces, so I'm glad we can all agree on that at least. Opalite, I had a really negative reaction to Opalite at first. I truly hate the oh in the chorus and the repeated love at the end of the bridge. It's like la. I can't sing. I don't know why I tried to recreate it. But besides those two things, the rest of the song is really good, and like the verses and bridge are so good. The chorus is actually the weaker part of this song, in my opinion. And the song feels referential, but not in a forced or like distracting way. She says, "I thought my house was haunted. I used to live with ghosts, and all the perfect couples said, when you know, and when you don't, you don't." And this feels like a reference to Haunted, the entirety of Tortured Poets Department, and also a reference to Lana and Jack's song Margaret. And the second chorus like really makes me cry. She says, "And don't we try to love, we give it all we got. You finally left the table, and what a simple thought. You're starving till you're not." Like, this is literally a conclusion to Tolerate It, because, you know, Tolerate It is her fantasizing about leaving an empty relationship, but at the end of the song, she's still at the table. Like, it ends with, "I sit and watch you." So, like, she finally freed herself. She left the table. And, like, when she says she's starving, you know, she's saying, "I was waiting for my lover to appreciate me, and he never did." But after leaving, she found the guy who was gonna love her the way she needed him to and, like, the way she deserved. Like, it's really everything to me, and it feels like an afterthought almost. And the bridge makes me feel like I'm ascending. This is just a storm inside a teacup, and this is just a temporary speed bump, but failure brings you freedom. It's really simple, but it works, and her voice sounds amazing. You know, her and Travis, they have to deal with a lot of nonsense, a lot of storms inside teacups, but there's this implication that now they have each other's backs when these storms hit. I had a thought the other day. I said, Opalite is like Me if it was a good song, and my friend looked at me and said, "Me is a good song. What are you talking about?" And then we just kind of stared at each other in silence. Me is a bubblegum pop song about the highs and lows of love. I think Opalite is just a bit more mature, and you almost don't realize it because the chorus is so bubbly, but like, again, the verses and bridge are just so inspiring to me. Father figure, it is going intergalactic, infinity, certified diamond in my ears. This is song of the year, it's song of my life, song of the century. It's everything to me. I think I've said that like 3 times now. Songs like this are why I always come back to Taylor. Like, the production at the beginning, it's similar to Fate of Ophelia. It also like sets the scene for this song. It feels like a road fading into view or like unwinding. And then she talks about the road leading to the chateau. So like the production just complements the lyrics perfectly. And her voice in this song is unreal. Like, her delivery and tone, it's like I'm gonna clap because it's so good. She's welcoming and warm, but you can hear the deception behind it. When she says, "You remind me of a younger me," you can hear that she is both impressed but kind of sees the person as a threat. And again, when she says, "I protect the family," you are both being included but also excluded from the family. Like, he's not saying, "I protect our family." Like, you're part of the family for now, but when it comes down to it, he's gonna put his family and his interests first. And right before the bridge, when she whispers, "I protect the family," that's like the moment when she turns on him. She's like, "You taught me what to do when I'm threatened, and now I'm gonna use that against you to protect my family." And the way the bridge starts with her being sad, but then building into rage and her like crashing out, kind of like Female Rage the musical. I think my sister is the one who said the song is what she was trying to say with the man, and it's so true. Like, so many songs on this album to me, feel like stronger versions of lover songs. I could pull out lyrics I love from this song, but it's gonna be almost the whole thing, to be honest. I really like "This love is pure profit, just step into my office, I dry your tears with my sleeve." Like, that is the one that really broke me. I think in one of my listens right after the album came out, like, I broke down crying to this song after that line, because, like, you know, he's using her for profit. He doesn't need to be drying her tears and, like, caring about her, but he does it anyway. Like, he did care for her, and that's what makes the betrayal so painful. Also, the "leave it with me" really gets me, because she could have said "leave it to me," like, I'll handle it, but there's this added layer because she's giving him something and trusting him to take care of it, which is, like, you know, her master's in this situation. He's like, "Leave it with me, like, I'll protect this thing," and then she gives it to him and he doesn't protect it. He, like, stomps all over it, and again, it makes the betrayal that much worse. And at the end, when she's the one talking and she's like, "Leave it with me," to me it sounds like she's saying "leaving with me." Like, my music and everything I've worked for is leaving with me, like, I'm taking it all. And I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I appreciate it either way. Also, this is random, but I really love the backing vocals where she's like, "Oh, oh." Like, it's such a weird vocal, but it works so well on this song. Like, how does she come up with some of this stuff? This song truly ticks all the boxes. The lyrics and production are amazing, but her voice is, like, the star of the show. It's one of her best songs of all time, and I really think it should have been track 5. Right, eldest daughter, and the drop off between father figure and eldest daughter is kind of a canyon. Like, this is the only one that's really not growing on me. I think it's beautiful, like, it sounds very nice, but the production is kind of lackluster, and so are the lyrics. A while ago, I saw a comment on TikTok it was about Only the Young, and they said, "A song is not meaningful just because it is about something meaningful." And that's the exact issue I have with this song. Like, I get the point she's making. As we get older, we realize that these fairy tale romances and dreams we have aren't realistic, and we kind of let them go. And Travis has, like, brought back these childhood beliefs and fantasies she used to have. It's a really beautiful message, but the delivery just isn't very good. And I get why she's using the slang and referencing the internet, because nowadays the internet tends to be the thing that crushes our dreams, especially, like, for young girls. She's saying some really important things on this song, but the execution just, like, isn't up to her standards, especially for a track 5. I think the bridge is especially bad. "We lie back, a beautiful, beautiful time lapse, Ferris wheels, kisses, and lilacs, and things I said were dumb, because I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that shimmers that innocent light back, like when we were young." It's too on the nose. It's like you're saying a lot and saying nothing at the same time. I would say, instead of telling us how he makes you feel, like, tell us what he did to make you feel that way. Like, what did he do to make you feel young again? Nothing on this song is left to the imagination. It's, like, force-fed to you. So I don't know if I'll ever come around on this song. Like, it sounds nice enough. I'm not skipping it, but I really don't think it's one of her best songs, especially because she put it as a track 5. So, like, you have higher expectations for it. But also, I am the younger daughter in my family, so maybe I'm just the wrong audience, because my older sister, she really loves it. So "Ruin the Friendship" has, like, infected my brain. I keep humming the melody of this song. I can't stop. I will say, I do think this song feels out of place on this album. It feels like it could be on Folklore, and thematically, it feels like it should be on Midnights. And people think it's about her childhood friend, Jeff Lang, who died 15 years ago. The Life of a Showgirl is supposed to be about her private life during the Eras tour. So, did she go visit his grave during this time? I don't think so. That's not how it comes across. It seems like maybe she did go visit the grave, but it feels like she did it a while ago, and now she's, like, putting it into song. So, like, why is this song here? I just don't think this song fits on this album. But I'm still glad it's here, because it's a really good song. Like, this is a case where Taylor captures a specific feeling without force-feeding it to you. So, eldest daughter, take notes. But the first verse feels very nostalgic, and it makes you feel like you're going on a road trip or a vacation. Glistening grass from September rain, gray overpass full of neon names. You drive 85, Gallatin Road and the Lakeside Beach, watching the game from your brother's Jeep. It makes you feel young and there's a sense of freedom, you know, driving 85 miles per hour to the beach. And the second verse, she says, shiny wood floors underneath my feet. Disco ball makes everything look cheap. And then wilted corsage dangles from my wrist. Over his shoulder, I catch a glimpse and see you looking at me. Her description of the disco ball is cheap, and the corsage being wilted makes the moment he looks at her feel like lightning. Like, her prom kind of sucked, but when they locked eyes, it was a magical moment. See how we can read between the lines on this one? Again, eldest daughter, take notes. The bridge is kind of meh on this song, but the final verse and chorus are just, like, phenomenal. When I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye, and we'll never know why. It was not an invitation, but I flew home anyway. With so much left to say, I whispered at the grave, should have kissed you anyway. And my advice is always ruin the friendship, better that than regret it for all time. And my advice is always answer the question, better that than to ask it for all your life. Really, some of her best work, and people are saying her writing has gone downhill. Maybe she just doesn't want to do songs like this all the time. I just can't believe people are saying she used AI to write this album. Like, please be serious. Actually romantic, this one is growing on me like a mold. I find myself wanting to listen to it a lot, and I've seen some wonderful edits to this song on TikTok. It's really amazing how powerful TikTok edits are. In regards to the Charlie of it all, my opinion is I think both Taylor and Charlie are entitled to their feelings. Clearly, some stuff went down we don't know about, so I think it's dumb to be like, you know, one person is right or this person's wrong. Like, to me, they're both giving Regina and Katie, and it doesn't matter who is who. Like, they are both pretending to be nicer than they actually are, is how I feel. Like, that's part of being a girl, if we're being honest. Like, it's part of being human, you know? People talk behind people's backs. I'm kind of here for Taylor calling her out, but, like, not for the reasons people are gonna think. Like, when you hear something someone said about you, like, you want to call them out, but usually you don't, or at least I don't, because you don't want to start drama. Like, I am just not confrontational, but then the situation eats away at you. So, like, I get to live vicariously through Taylor because she is messy. I swear I don't love the drama, it loves me is the biggest lie she's ever told. In terms of production, I don't really like the Weezer style production of music. It's a real turnoff for me, which is why I said I didn't like this song in my initial reaction, but it's really growing on me. The outro, when she starts whisper screaming, like, you're just giving me so much attention, it's really satisfying. And then she goes, shoo bop bop, romantic. Like, I just like the shoo bop bop. I think it's so silly and fun. Wishlist, I'm gonna say it again, is everything to me. I will admit the lyrics are kind of mid, or maybe not mid, but, like, they're not for us regular people to understand. I kind of hate the pre-chorus, and they should have what they want, they deserve what they want, hope they get what they want. Like, not her best work. But the production makes up for me. It's so addictive and pleasant. I feel like I'm ascending. I really like the chorus, too. It feels like a daydream, and the bridge is so good. I made wishes on all of the stars. Please, God, bring me a best friend who I think is hot, which is so Sabrina coded. I thought I had it right once, twice, but I did not. You caught me off my guard. I hope I get what I want, because I know what I want. I just want you. It feels like closure to the prophecy, and again, it feels like Opalite when we're getting some important closure about her old songs, and everyone is missing it because these are fun pop bops. I said in my Life of a Showgirl release party video that the song does feel a bit backhanded, like pointing out how materialistic the people around her are. And I also said it might be making fun of herself, and I still think both of these things are true, but now I'm starting to think it might be making fun of her exes, like yacht life under chopper blades. Harry Styles has been known to enjoy a good yacht. I don't have to pretend like I like acid rock or that I like to be on a mega yacht, like, and they want that complex female character, the Palme d'Or, I don't know how to say that, and an Oscar on their bathroom floor. Like, the Palme d'Or is given out at the Cannes Film Festival, which both Joe Alwyn and Jake Gyllenhaal have attended, and they've both been to the Academy Awards as well. So, like, this definitely feels like shade, probably more at Joe than Jake. But she's hinted about both of them that they thought her music was, like, not impressive like pop music isn't serious artistry to them. So the complex female character line feels poignant, but the second verse feels a lot broader, like she's talking about random celebrities, so maybe I'm wrong, but she's petty, so I wouldn't put it past her to sneak secret jabs in there about her exes. So yeah, the lyrics on this song are kind of hit and miss, but the production is so fruitful. I would say this song isn't anything special within her discography, but I personally really enjoy it. I have to dance and shimmy whenever it comes on. Who can say if I've been changed for the better, but I have been changed for Wood. Like, I'm blocking out the Wood haters because I really love it. I love how cheeky it is. Like, again, it's Taylor being inspired by Sabrina, but doing it in her own Taylor Swift way. Like, it's kind of dorky, but it's also very charming. Like, Taylor is not really sexy. She's not that kind of person. Like, there are times when she can be, but like it doesn't come naturally to her. So like this is for the girls who, you know, want to be a little flirty but like are a little weird and awkward, and I appreciate that. The way she says Daisy's bare naked to say she plucked the petals off, like, that's cute. Come on. I like the magic wand line. It's kind of basic. And New Heights of Manhood, also like really basic, but like it's just so good. Like, she is cringe, but she is free. And I feel free listening to this song. Her delivery of the chorus is so good. The way she says, "matized me," like, tickles my brain, and the way she says thighs makes me question my sexuality. And on the last chorus, she has extra backing vocals just when she says the word hard, and that like really kills me. The lyrics are pretty surface level, like they're innuendos, right? But we can dissect them a little. Like, his love was the key that opened my thighs. To me, like, it's kind of sweet because she's saying his love and the way he values her is a turn on. And there are references to like her superstitions in a lot of songs from past albums, so to see her overcome these superstitions in the song feels, you know, like really transformative. I do think she's kind of lying. She clearly believes in luck and fate, and she loves her numerology, but I can believe she has become less superstitious being with Travis. Like, I'm sure there is some amount of truth to this song. The production is a rip of I Want You Back, so I feel like, you know, her and Max and Shellback don't deserve too much praise because it's not like they engineered a hit. They borrowed from an existing one, but, you know, it's still really catchy. And at the end, these sharp violin sounds come in, and that like really scratches my brain just night. I love those like weird violin noises. I think a big reason I like this song is because it shows how Travis has changed Taylor. Like, you know, she used to be very superstitious, but she's kind of been able to abandon that thanks to him. And her referencing New Heights is such a specific thing to put on a song. You know, there are a lot of clues that tell you who the songs are about, but like this is like a thing that is directly associated with Travis. So for her to feel confident enough to put something permanent like this into a song tells me that her and Travis are just like all in on each other. And I'm just happy for her. Like, I try not to be too parasocial, but her joy in this song is infectious, and you should let it infect you, okay? I've been going back and forth about this song. My initial reaction, I was like, sure, it was going to be one of my favorites because I'm a rep girly, and this is like a mix of I Did Something Bad and Look What You Made Me Do, but like a bit more feminine. And then I went through a phase of the lyrics aren't good, but I'm not sure if that's true. Like, there are some really incredible lines, but some of them are kind of clunky, like the opening lines. You thought that it would be okay at first. The situation could be saved, of course. That just doesn't flow very well. And the first half of the bridge, they stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. I think she just wanted to explain why she's standing by these people because they were there for her at her worst. But it's kind of baffling to me that that was the best she could come up with. I also think Welcome to My Underworld is a bit basic, but I really love I Like 'Em Cloaked in Gucci and Scandal. Also, Tone Deaf and Hot, Let's Effing Off Her, and the second half of the bridge is really good. And the beat during that part of the song is really satisfying. And then the outro, like, that is like the best part of this song. Can't you see my infamy loves company? Now they've broken you like they've broken me, but a shattered glass is a lot more sharp. And now you know exactly who your friends are. Like, the outro is so good that I forgive the other sins of this song. Like, The good lyrics to me are peak, but the bad ones are just really hard to ignore, so it kind of evens out for me, and I like the production enough that overall I have good feelings about this song. Like, when I'm listening to it, it makes me feel like I'm walking in slow motion, so I think, like, it's a good casual listening song. If you, like, dissect it, you realize it's not so good, but I still enjoy listening to it. I don't really want to talk about the subject matter too much, because, like, I would love to have a nuanced conversation about it, but the internet doesn't, and I'm just kind of over it. I really appreciate what the song is saying about how women specifically get, like, ripped apart and canceled over little things. Like, there's an important message to be found in this song, but, like, people don't want to have nuance about it, unfortunately. Alright, Honey. Honey is growing on me, especially after seeing her explain it in the Release Party film. At first, I was, like, questioning if the situations she talks about in the song really happened, like, someone telling her skirt doesn't fit, and, you know, a girl telling her to lay off her man. Those are hard to imagine, because, like, Taylor Swift is an industry giant, like, she's not someone to mess with. But I suppose it could be situations that happened a while ago before, you know, she was as big as she is. Maybe it's a bit of fiction. I realized it doesn't actually matter, because clearly the words honey and sweetheart used to have negative connotations to her. That sentiment is real, even if the examples she's using are made up. Like, hearing her explain it in the film just made it feel more genuine to me. I do think the production is a bit lackluster, but I love how it slows down during the verses. And I also really love her voice during those parts, especially, is it the third verse? The structure of this song is weird, but the part when she says, "When anyone called me late night, he was screwing around with my mind, asking, 'What are you wearing too high to remember in the morning?' And when anyone called me lovely, they were finding ways not to praise me. But you say it like you're in awe of me, and you stay until the morning." I would bet anything that the first half of this is about Maddie, like too high to remember in the morning. And I think the second part is about Joe, finding ways not to praise me. It's giving, he says what a mind, this happens all the time. Like, he's giving her a compliment, but it doesn't feel like it somehow. Those are my truths. I don't care if people agree. I really like most of the songs on this album, so I would say this one ranks lower for me, but I still think it's a solid song. Alright, The Life of a Showgirl. This one has really grown on me. Like, I find myself wanting to listen to it, even though there are parts of it I don't really like. And that first listen was kind of a roller coaster, because there's really so much going on. Like, it starts out with a slow, classic pop beat, and then the bridge kind of surprises you, and the production completely changes. Also, Sabrina's verse, like, dips into country music, which does feel a bit out of place in this song. The song is just very chaotic. Like, it's meant to be theatrical and over the top. But how do I feel about that? I would say I mildly dislike it, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't hate the production, I don't think, but something about it just feels off. I don't know if it's just too inconsistent, like, between the bridge and the rest of the song. But her lyricism and storytelling on the song are, like, so good that it just makes up for it for me. I mean, it tells the classic journey of a showgirl and how much they have to overcome to achieve success, and a lot of them get left for dead, meaning many of them don't make it in the industry, and even the ones who do eventually get thrown away. Like, there's so many emotions in this song. It's simultaneously idealistic and ambitious, but also cynical. Like, even after being warned about the dangers, the girl perseveres to achieve her dreams. She accepts the good and bad parts of the life of a showgirl. I really like the line "pain hidden by the lipstick and lace," and also when she says she's immortal, because her legacy is pretty much set in stone. Like, she's transcended what it means to be a pop star. So there's this feeling of accomplishment with that line and the last chorus. The last chorus really does feel like end credits, and also her and Sabrina sound really good together. So there are a lot of things I like about this song, even though I have mixed feelings about the production. So 1 week later, and this album has really taken over my life. I am just really satisfied as how I'd say I feel about this collection of songs. I wouldn't say I was, like, blown away or it's the most perfect album of all time, but I just feel really, like, content and happy with this album. I understand why people are unhappy with it. Like I said earlier, you know, Ruin the Friendship feels out of place. Canceled kind of does as well. And in my reaction video, I said Life of a Showgirl feels like the thesis statement of the album, but it also feels really disconnected from the rest of the songs. And again, what she said on New Heights, some of it was true, but some of it was kind of misleading. Like, some of the songs have storytelling similar to folklore. I would say Father Figure, Ruin the Friendship, and The Life of a Showgirl do. Maybe Elizabeth Taylor also, but like that's only a third of the album. So is that enough for her to have compared it to folklore? I'm not sure. I just think she had bias about how good this album was because of how happy she is in life right now. But I still really think there are some masterpieces on this album. Like Father Figure is one of her best songs ever. Elizabeth Taylor and Ruin the Friendship are very good as well. And The Fate of Ophelia is like just a classic pop song. I think most of us would agree that the album is kind of front loaded, which when listening the first time, it made the back half feel kind of disappointing, even though those songs are still pretty good. I almost want to say she should have made the album longer, and I know people were hounding her for having too many songs on Tortured Poets. Like, even I felt like it was too long, but when there's only 12 songs, things that don't fit in stand out. For me, the album works because each song makes me feel like a very specific emotion. The Fate of Ophelia fills me with serotonin and makes me feel like I'm flying. Father Figure makes me feel a sense of grief and like female rage. Ruin the Friendship feels very nostalgic and youthful. And Wishlist feels like a daydream. Wood makes me feel like that photo of Debbie Ryan smirking. And I can't explain what that means. You either get it or you don't. I would say there's like a feeling of triumph and nostalgia throughout this album, which is why it makes me feel so good. There's also a lot of pain and anxiety, like in Elizabeth Taylor and Father Figure, and also in parts of Opalite and Honey, like when she's thinking about her past. Like I said earlier, it's like letting go of pain and embracing the parts of life that make you feel alive. So those are my current feelings about the life of a showgirl. I feel happy and satiated and mesmerized by this album. You can let me know how you're feeling about the album down below, if you so choose. But I've talked about this album for long enough, so thank you for watching and bye!